What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about financial preparation using silver and gold as wealth preservation and using the dollar bill as a very useful tool. But really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. And if you want to help support the channel by getting some DYDSS merchandise, of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs, along with a ton of other products, t-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. But today I wanted to talk about financial preparation with precious metals, specifically silver and gold. I do also want to talk about the dollar bill as well, because I do consider stacking this paper to be some form of financial preparation. And I also want to acknowledge the fact that this video was partially inspired by the OverTaxed taxpayer and Yankee stacking interview or conversation. If you guys have not seen that video, and if you have about an hour and maybe 20 minutes or so, that's how long the video is, if you're interested, I say go check it out. The reason I say that this video was partially inspired by that video is because they talked about almost everything under the sun related to precious metals, and there was one thing that stood out to me the most, and that's when the two of them somewhat intertwined precious metal stacking with SHTF prepping. And I thought it was pretty interesting hearing their opinions and having a conversation together, collaboration. And I wanted to somewhat respond because I too have been referring to stacking as a form of prepping as well. I've been saying it for a really long time. I consider it to be financial prepping. This stuff right here, it's a hedge against inflation. And if we look at everything that's going on in the world right now, we know that the dollar bill was never in the greatest shape to begin with, and with them printing out tons and tons and tons of these out of thin air, I could only assume that over the next year or two, we're going to really start noticing the dollar bill taking some serious punishment. So that's just my opinion on that. But I stacked these anyway, and I'll get into that. First, I want to talk about silver, because that is, after all, what I stack primarily. I prioritize silver over gold. I prioritize silver over everything, essentially. However, as I always say, I'm an even bigger believer in diversification. I believe in silver very, very strongly. But above that, I believe in diversification. Hence why I have different kinds of silver. Hence why I have different kinds of metals. Hence why I have not just money, but currency as well. I'm a big believer in diversification, and the reason for that is because I've been in this situation before where I had all my eggs in one basket. I wasn't worried about covering all bases, and I was punished for that. And nowadays, I stack as much silver as I possibly can. I pick up a little bit of gold every now and then. Reason for that is because I consider silver to be the opportunity metal, and I consider gold to be the powerhouse metal. Now, I've explained this before, but I will briefly explain it again. What I mean by opportunity metal in reference to silver, I mean that I truly believe that silver has the most room to grow and perform over time. I don't require silver to double, triple, quadruple in value, but I know for an absolute fact that it can, because it already has in the past. Silver has already gone up to $25, $30, $35, $40, $45, $50 in the past. Metaphorically speaking, it happened yesterday, therefore it could, in theory, happen again tomorrow. So, we already know what silver is capable of because silver has already shown us. Does that mean that silver could potentially go above $50, above $60, all the way up to $100? It's possible, but I can't say for sure that I know because it's never happened before. But I do know that silver can double, triple, maybe even quadruple, potentially go beyond that. That's why I call it the opportunity metal. A lot of opportunity there. Not to mention, right now, Spot price is under 20 bucks. It's only like 17, 18 bucks. In my opinion, from my perspective, that's an opportunity in and of itself. You can get your hands on so much silver for a very small dollar amount. I know a lot of people like to complain about premiums. I'm not overly enthusiastic about the high premiums right now either. However, even with the high premiums on certain silver coins, that is, even with the high premiums, it's still so much easier to stockpile a bunch of silver. Now, when I'm talking about gold, I often say that I consider it to be the powerhouse metal, the ultimate form of wealth preservation. Gold, it's number one for a reason. Unfortunately, spot price of gold is over $1,700 an ounce. So for a lot of people, for the average Joe, getting an ounce of gold at a time might be out of reach. Not everyone has $1,700, $1,800 laying around, and if they do, odds are they're probably not comfortable taking all of it and packing it into just one piece of metal. That's why I go with fractional gold. I just really have no desire to pack that many dollars into one piece of metal. I would rather break it up and have smaller amounts of dollar bills packed into multiple smaller pieces of gold. That's just me. That's just what I do. You don't have to follow my lead. You don't have to agree with me. But I consider it to be the ultimate form of wealth preservation, and it's definitely the powerhouse metal as far as I'm concerned. And in addition to the silver, in addition to the gold, in addition to the money, everything on the left side of the screen right here, everything that you can actually see, this is money. This is currency over here on the right side. So, I don't just stack silver. I don't just stack gold. I stack dollar bills as well. And if you live in the US and are not stacking dollar bills, I would say that that's probably an incredibly foolish thing to do. People say,
I don't stack it because it's not money.
No one's telling you it's money. Well, actually, the bank is telling you it's money, but the bank is telling us a lot of things. I'm not going to get into that, but no, it's not money, but it's currency. And if you saw the video that I posted on my second channel talking about the dollar bill and saying, is cash king or is cash trash? I'm not going to reiterate what I said in that video. If you're curious, go watch it. The link will be in the description. However, I don't consider cash to be king, and I definitely don't consider cash to be trash. This right here, this is a tool. A very useful, important tool. It has absolutely no intrinsic value. It's just a piece of paper. It would actually be worth more if they didn't print all this nonsense on it, because then I would at least have something that I could write on. But it's a tool. It's the system that we were handed. It's the system that we were given. I'll play by their rules sometimes. So I stack these, mostly just for short-term emergencies. If something were to make its way into my life, let's just say I were to get into a car accident and all of a sudden I need to buy car parts or pay a mechanic or, God forbid, have to buy a whole new car. That's where these come into play. I can't take this stuff over here to a dealership. I can't take, silver bars and gold coins on over to a dealership or a mechanic and expect them to help me out. It's not going to work that way. They're going to accept these over here. If I were to get sick, if I were to get hurt, if something were to happen, the hospital, they're going to want these. You can't pay for surgery with a silver sunshine bar. It doesn't work that way. But that's not what this stuff is for. This stuff is for the long term. A hospital bill, a car repair, that's not long-term thinking. That's short-term. That's what these are for. Emergencies. In case of financial hardships. Got some dollar bills, which I can use as a tool to help me out a little bit. But the dollar bill, in my opinion, seems to be standing on its last leg. No, am I going to sit here and talk about how the dollar bill is going to collapse? No, absolutely not. I don't really subscribe to that way of thinking. I'm not one of those SHTF doomsday preppers who think all these terrible, horrible things are going to happen. So it is getting weaker, and it is slowly but surely seeming like it's almost dwindling away, but I don't think there's going to be a full-on collapse and all these terrible things are going to happen. So in the meantime, I do stack them. I don't believe these are going to go away during my lifetime. I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past, and I'll be wrong again in the future. But I stack this stuff for the short term. That's what it's for. But not only do I stack dollar bills, I stack the things, the tools, the equipment, the food, the everything. If something were to go down, that's what this stuff would normally buy me. See, why just stack currency? If something were to go wrong and you have a whole bunch of currency and no products, no equipment, no necessities, one could argue you could just run to the store and buy what you need.
I saved up. I got all this cash sitting here for emergencies.
Okay, but I think what the last 3 or 4 months have shown us is that even if you have $1 million cash packed away, locked up somewhere in your house, if there's a shortage of certain kind of foods or toilet paper or antibacterial soap, what are these dollar bills going to do for you? They're here to trade for the things that you need, but what if the people who have the things that you need don't have the things that you need? What if everyone's sold out? Then what? What do you do then? So I don't just stack the silver and the gold. I don't just stack the money. I don't just stack the currency. I stack the things that I know I would probably need to buy if something were to go down. If what we've been going through over the last 3 or 4 months were to happen again in another 3 years, whether it's another sickness or whether it's something else, whatever the case may be, I'll have a vast majority of the products, the tools, the equipment, the things that I would need anyway. Just like my water purification system. I got that and I use it every single day. And guess what happened 3-4 months ago when Planet Earth shut down and people were getting into fistfights in grocery stores over cases of water? I was sitting back with my feet kicked up, perfectly fine. Because water was not anything that I ever would need to worry about. I'm good when it comes to water. So what I like to do, what I like to implement in my life is, and what I also suggest each and every one of you do as well, get a little piece of paper, not one of these, it's already been written on, but get a blank piece of paper and write a short list of the necessities, things that you know for a fact you need to survive. Food, water, write out as many things as you want. And then try your best to figure out a way to remove those things from your list. For me, sure, I buy food every week. Or every couple weeks, actually. But I have a decent supply of food. I know for an absolute fact, at the very beginning of this lockdown, I'd be just fine for a little while. Am I good to last 2-3 years without ever going to the store? No, absolutely not. But a couple weeks, couple months, I'll be just fine. And I was. So food, you could scratch that off the list. You don't have to be desperate for food. Water, you can scratch that off the list. You don't have to be desperate for water if you have a purification method. And it goes for everything else as well. That's why I have a lot of solar-powered gadgets and whatnot, rechargeable batteries. If the power goes out, I'll charge up what I need via the sun. So I've gone off on a little bit of a tangent here, a little bit of a prepping tangent, but like I said, it's financial prepping. If you have all of those things, if you have the solar powered gadgets, if you have the water purification, if you have a food supply, yeah, it's not necessarily financial prepping. Those things are not money. However, if you have those things, you don't have to worry about, oh no, do I have the money to go buy food? Do I have the money to go buy water? Do I have the money for this or for that? You don't have to worry about it because you already have those things. So in a strange way, it's also financial prepping. You're stacking the things that you know you would probably need to go and spend your currency on anyway. So what I like to do is I like to little by little spend my currency on things now. That way, if something were to ever go down in the future, I don't have to worry about frantically panicking. Oh no, they don't have what I'm looking for. Everybody panic bought last minute and now they're sold out. And now I don't have what I need. I don't have to worry about any of that. I would say that that right there falls into the financial prepping category. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. If you guys enjoyed today's video, please hit that like button. If you guys like me, make sure to subscribe. New videos every single day, 365 days a year. Also subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive weekly content. Brand new video over there. Go check it out. The link will be in the description. Trying really hard to hit 1,000 subscribers, and we're getting pretty close, so help us out. And if you want to help support the channel in the biggest possible way, please consider getting yourself some DYDSS merchandise. Of course, we have some precious metal themed t-shirts and hoodies, which are up for grabs. Of course, a ton of other products as well. T-shirts, hoodies, even stickers, many of which are raising funds and awareness for different charity organizations. And of course, the major cheeseball t-shirt, hoodie, sticker, and coffee mug, because evidently carrying a piece of silver in your pocket makes us major cheeseballs. I embrace it, and I hope you do too. Any and all merchandise can be found by clicking the first link in the description section down below. Thank you in advance. It's more than appreciated. And once again, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know, what are your thoughts on financial prepping? How do you financially prep? If you're comfortable sharing that information. Is it just silver and gold? Maybe you don't care about these dollar bills. Maybe you stack silver and gold and dollar bills. Maybe you don't stack precious metals at all. I don't know what you're doing watching this video, but maybe it's only cash. Maybe it's only money. Maybe it's both. And when it comes to the products, the tools, the equipment as well, do you stack that in addition to the currency and the money? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.